All right, check the economic calendar. The red folder news was at 8:30. We got our trading window right now between 9:20 and 11:15. We got our macros, we got our risk parameters, and we got our sweet trading checklist. We want to see higher time frame POI liquidity sweep, SMT, information, clear target. Let's get to it. I came into this day with a bearish bias. Price gave me a bearish push down in the beginning. I was going to take my entry if price came back up to retest here. So I wanted to trade this reversal coming off of the 15-minute fair value gap. I had SMT. But really, this really should have been the trade to take. However, talked myself out of it. And I believe I continued to go short. I came back up. So I didn't follow my trading plan because right now I'm moving the macro bands here. So there's 3 factors that we want. As we saw in the beginning, we want S&P within our fair value gap or higher point of interest, higher time frame point of interest. We want an inversion or a breaker. We want to know what happened within the macro for 2R. So we have our macro marked up 950 to 1010, and we know what we want to see happen. Right? So the key there was waiting and just checking tilt to see. The good from this day was the risk management. I didn't go on tilt. I've done that before. This is my second set of funded accounts with Topstep. I had 2 previously. Was able to cash out about just under 10K. Lost them both after the bigger payout with them. I went on tilt and got cocky in the market, took it from me. So you can see I'm identifying the area that I would like to see price react off of so that I can go long. I'm thinking this looks like a good trade. This could work. Got our breaker block. So I'm still, original bias was bearish. I'm adapting to the market. I want to see what the market's going to give me. You can see my EMAs get crossed. You can see the MACD provide the same information. And this was the strategy that got me here multiple times. Just didn't execute it how I should have. So now we're tapping key levels, Topstep key levels. I believe it was like the volume point of control and the settlement close from the previous day. So these are all levels that, we can see price react from these levels too. So I'm just letting price show me what it wants to do. And now I ended up going bearish on NQ because of that SMT. Left ES and did not go bullish on ES because of the SMT. I don't even know if I had SMT. Now that I'm looking back at it, I'm gonna have to see what the charts show. But let's let this play out. I'm recording this like 5 days later, so I need to make sure I take notes in my journal. I never journal. I probably should. I rarely do, but I do like the Topstep added the journal feature now, so I'll be able to take notes on why I took a loss or what I was thinking that day or in that moment. Because I really couldn't tell you. I think I wanted to see price close below this, and then that's what made me go short. But it just wasn't. It wasn't a good trade. So I just wanted to get. I think I jumped in the trade prematurely. Like I said, see, I missed that window. You know where my areas are. Home runs, base hits. That's another thing. Going for like 10R. You'll see on the charts on the stats. I was way over for the worst reward. I like my 2 standard deviations. I do. 2R is where I start to shave off. You know what I mean? Take off 80% of whatever the position is. You know, if I have at least 4 contracts on, or if I have 3, I'll take off 2 just to leave something to run to the next point here. So right now, I'm switching over to trading view. I keep switching back and forth to trading view. I didn't realize that it pauses OBS. So OBS does not pick up that feed. I need to figure that out. So waiting for price to come back into the zone. It didn't even hit the 15-minute fair value gap. So, I mean, technically, honestly, if I'm looking back on this trade, I need to see it's fitting the criteria. It is checking some of the boxes. At a 5-minute fair value gap that I like. We were able to push up higher into I guess the biggest thing would have been my MACDs here. So I'm over 15-second MACDs. Just going nuts. I think this is what sold me on taking this trade, was the bearish engulfing. I took it on the bearish engulfing. That's what it was. And then I saw the rejection from this 5-minute fair value gap. I probably would take this 10 out of 10 times. Now that I'm looking back on it, because it left the 15-minute fair value gap wide open. And I mean, getting down to even the 15-minute fair value gap would have got me to break even. So I'll push typically to break even after about 1.5 R. Because the name of the game is protect capital. Capital preservation. That's what I've noticed has helped me a lot. I know some people are, it either he wins or it doesn't. If I'm at 1.5 R and it doesn't keep going down, then it just wasn't meant to be. I'll take break even and come back and fight another day. There's just too many trades available for me to see my trade go that deep into profit and then come back, take me out. And even if it does go in my direction after it takes me out, I mean, maybe I can get in again, or gives me an opportunity to, like I said, live to fight another day at the very least. So right now I'm watching price like I am, watching it like a hawk. I want to see this 5-minute candle close underneath the fair value gap. It's respecting it. It's showing me everything that I like. Right. 5-minute MACD's looking good. moving down. Candle was not what I wanted to see. Didn't want to see a gap open. So it gapped up, right? And this is why I came into the trade. I didn't come in full bore, 2 micros, 150, live to fight another day. So we're just watching price. And then what else? For me, trading has to have, it's like a stool, right? Trading success. You have your risk management, psychology, and then your edge. You have to have all three in place to get trading success. If you're missing one of those, it won't work. It won't. And psychology is the biggest thing for me, And I think psychology, is watching your trade go into drawdown and take heat. And you just start moving it around, right? Like I went from 150. I was like, oh, okay, 130. At this point, when I'm starting to move in my direction, it's like I'm either going to accept this or not. But I have moved my break even partially way too early, gotten stopped out, and it didn't go to my original stop loss. So I'm working on that. That's the human nature in me. I need to protect and prevent losses. And Tom Hogarth has a great book, The Best Loser Wins. It's being able to accept you're wrong, where you put your risk so that the market can tell you were wrong. So, it's kind of one of those things you have to be willing to accept. And at this point, I was just like, I'm cooked. Old me would have dragged that stop loss higher and higher with hoping that we were going to do what we needed to do. But, I should have cut it in hindsight once this candle closed, right? I mean, at this point, I could cut it, but I'm looking like going, if it were to reverse and barely tap me out, then what did I cut it for? $30. The potential to make what I needed to make, so I just let it ride. I knew I was getting stopped out once that 5-minute candle closed bullish. It was a wrap. It was just dancing and messing around with me at this point. Once we came above the fair value gap or that break of block that I outlined, price was not gonna go in my direction. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day. I got one more of these to do. So day two. Day 2 was a shit show. We'll see that on the next video. But yeah, so yeah, price just toyed around, give me a doji, and there you go. I was out 150. So at this point, I probably should have regrouped. I still need another $75. Back on the charts right away. This is where the psychology comes into play. I'm mad. I'm like, man, I knew what direction the market was gonna go. This is ridiculous. I'm still bearish, even though I just said I shouldn't be bearish anymore. I mean, we literally went over the bullish fair value gap. We're not respecting it, so why would we be bearish still? So at this point, I either need to regroup, wait for the next macro, or just call it a day, 150, and be like, hey, you didn't have it figured out. So this is hindsight. We will use this as food for thought moving into next week when I'm wrong and I put up the initial 2 contracts and I'm really not sure of my direction. Call it a day, right? I don't need to jump in and try to revenge trade and force the market to do what I wanted to do or force myself to be right. So thinking here, this is where Let's see where we came into the next trade here. So the next entry should be coming up here. Yep. I was looking at the rejection, assuming we were ready to go bearish, and I don't think any of my confluences came in. I wanted to dabble. That was the one thing I did. I did one contract because I think I had 75 remaining. Now I'm watching price. At this point, I knew that move was too strong. Not even within a macro. I don't even think I had a breaker. There's nothing. It wasn't a higher time frame swept. This is just me trying to force the market to bend the way I want it to bend. I've done this before. Like I'm in 5-minute chop, essentially. This is chopping on the 5. If you look at the zoom. So now at this point, fuck it, go long. So you saw that instant, non-illogical thinking. I'm dragging it up to protect whatever I'm trying to protect. I don't know. And I think I had $13 before it locked out. I was glad I didn't go change my risk settings because I've been known to do that too. Don't do that. If I can give you any advice, do not change your lockout or risk management settings. It will fuck you in the long run. So yeah, so now I'm just moving my stop loss up. It's not even, it's almost like I essentially gambled. Sorry, the dogs are working. I essentially gambled this last part up. I should have just said, saved my capital, saved my $25 and came back another day because this had nothing to do with my trading plan, strategy, rules, with the above, right? This essentially was a revenge trade, if you will, for a minimal amount, hoping to get it all back and to, I guess, hit a home run. But I didn't have anything to back this trade up. This is bad risk management here. After the 2 L's, I was supposed to be done for the day. Call it a monthly amount. But we go through as traders. Sometimes you break your plan. And I don't know what I closed that. And I think I ended up going bearish. I think I did, yeah. Once again, I'm flip-flopping live. Not live, but in front of you, you can see. So this is just terrible across the board. It was flip-flop. I went back for it, up, down, and it ended up, I think, screaming through and to the top. So don't do that. That was day one, and that was not how to trade.